Hi there. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming that, like myself, you're working from your home today. Whether that's from an actual home office or the dining table in your living room, either way, I'm guessing this is new for you. My name is Kate. I'm a solutions engineer here at Box. And due to the nature of my job, I'm on the road a lot and have been working remotely quite a bit over the last few years. I wanted to spend the next 5 minutes or so walking through a few of the tips and tricks that have really helped me when working remotely from within Box. I hope you're all staying healthy out there, and I hope this video helps you feel more prepared as our way of work is definitely taking a shift. Now I'll go ahead and share my screen and jump into Box. Many of you may be dreading that when working remotely, you need to VPN in order to gain access to your content. Luckily with Box, that's not the case. So let's say this morning I actually logged into VPN and I downloaded this Project X folder, something I'll be working on for the next few weeks. And I have it on my desktop here. What I've also done is I've installed the Box Drive client, which is our desktop application that feels very similar to your Mac Finder or your Windows Explorer. I'll go ahead and drag and drop this Project X folder into my projects folder within Box. This is going to automatically upload this into Box, so I'll have access here on my drive, as well as the mobile application and web application. I know personally, before I started working at Box, my desktop was a mess because I used that for all of my content. As you can see now, it's actually pretty clean because I save everything basically directly into Box Drive. Let me hop into the Box web application though, which is actually my favorite way to work out of Box. So while the desktop client is great for viewing and editing your files, and that may be all you really need to use while you work from home, the Box web application offers some additional features and functionality, and I'll show you some of my favorites here. But what you can see is that the folder structure mirrors that in which we saw in Box Drive. So if I hop into my projects folder, I see my Project X folder that I just uploaded. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually add this to my favorites. Since I'll know I'll be working from this folder quite often for the next few weeks, now no matter where I am in Box, this Project X folder is going to appear on this left-hand panel, so I can access it very quickly whenever I need to.
So now I probably need to add some of my colleagues to collaborate with me in these folders. So I'll go ahead and click into Project X and click Share this folder. And I will invite my colleague Harry to collaborate in here with me. You actually might be able to hear Harry whining in the background. That is my dog's name. And I'll go ahead and invite him as an editor, but Box does have 7 different levels of permissions here. Everything from being a co-owner with you to just being able to preview or upload. So I'll invite Harry as an editor. And then if I did need to invite someone into my, let's say, external client folder, I could click into here. So Harry automatically gains access because he gets access to any subfolder of Project X. But let's say I have a third party that I want to work with here. So maybe I'll do Kate here at AcmeCo. And I just want Kate to be able to preview and upload and not actually edit anything here. So I'll invite her and I can write a message too. And I'll send that off. I'm going to jump into my project timeline here. This will open up a preview window of this Excel file natively within Box. Now, if I were at the office, I would probably walk over to Harry's desk to let him know of an update to a document, but because we're working from home, I'm going to @mention him in a comment and ask him to take a look. When I post this, it's going to send an email to Harry as well as give him a notification within Box. Another thing I can do here is send a shared link. When I enable a shared link, it's going to create a URL for me, and I like to think of this as a really great way to replace email attachments. Not only do we no longer have to really worry about those file size limitations that come with email attachments, but also I'm sure you've been in that situation where the moment after you sent an email, you realized you either sent the wrong attachment or maybe you sent it to the wrong person. Unfortunately, email is not super forgiving when that happens. Luckily with Box, you can make some of those mistakes, and if you realize it quickly, you just go ahead and retract the shared link as soon as you realize that, and it will remove the access of that link. I'm actually going to grab that link again so I can send this off to my boss. I'll just copy this, hop into Slack. Here is the updated version, and send that off. He'll be able to quickly click this from within Slack and be taken directly to Box. On second thought, I should probably invite him into this whole project folder. So I'll click on my favorite here and go ahead and invite him. I'll make him a co-owner so he can have full rights over the settings of this folder. Not only do we need access to our content while we're working remotely, but we need to be able to find what we're looking for, and that's where search comes into play. I'm going to search for a certain contract here. I'll type it into my search bar, and that will take me to my results. You can see there's quite a few results, so I know that specifically I'm looking for a contract within my Project X folder. When I filter it down, it limits the results, and I can click into that specific contract that I need. Using the search bar usually saves me a ton of time, but actually my favorite way to access relevant content is over here on the left-hand panel at this Recents button. So this actually takes me to all of the content that I've accessed most recently. This is great when I worked on something a couple days ago, but can't remember which folder it lives in or maybe even what it was called.
Those are the tips I wanted to show you today. And at the end of the video, I'll post a couple of other resources in case you wanted to dive deeper or discover even more advanced ways that Box can help you work remotely. The best part is, whenever I do go back to the office, all of this content will still be available to me, whether I access it from the web application, Box Drive, or even my mobile app. Harry and I hope that you all are healthy and safe, and I just wanted to say thanks again for taking the time to watch this video.